It is me. It is I, the infamous Kiki. I hope y'all can hear me because, I have to speak through my microphone. I look like a hot mess today, y'all. Back to my normal bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Y'all know how much I hate this camera and I hate this lighting. It's a dark, cold, miserable day here in the great state of Texas, but I'm doing this video. I'm here. I'm here. Like the title says, we're gonna talk Joynomi and Redd. Like I said, I hope y'all can hear me good. We're gonna talk Joynomi and Redd. I'm gonna try to keep my camera up. I'm in my car because I'm about to go to the gym or whatever. And we're gonna talk about life after lockup, the couple Joynomi and Redd. Let me make it a little bit more specific. And we family, so we just gonna discuss. I know most of you guys are gonna watch this on the rewatch anyway. So, and I talk about things whenever it strikes my spirit. Sorry, y'all, I'm digging around and I hate to be distracted. I'm a little distracted this morning. Anyway, I got a lot going on this morning, y'all. My cat, one of my last cat standing is sick, and so I had to drop him off at the vet this morning, and hopefully he'll be okay. I mean, it's not anything serious. He has really bad constipation. Ill, 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 ill. I guess I talk about it ill. But yeah, hey. Hopefully my kitty will be okay. I hope we're good. But we're gonna talk about Joy Nomi and Red. If you've not seen the last episode, because I did, if you not seen my live watch. Go back and do my live watch on Life After Lockup. There is a couple on there. This case, because some of y'all listen to me and y'all don't even watch this show. Y'all just come on here just to watch me and Google and ogle at me and look, and y'all don't even watch this shit. But that's okay. I like to say also a shout out to Dustin, Nisi G, GSP, will pulls my teeth, all my regulars and my mods. I like to say hi, what's up. And then people who don't normally watch me, I like to say what's up to y'all too. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I don't know how I keep getting subscribers because I don't. Let me tell y'all something right now. I do not take this YouTube thing seriously. Like if I really if I really wanted to, I could expand my YouTube horizons, but I don't because I have a real life and a family. I have a life. I have kids. I just do this for fun. This is not like if I really wanted to get a lot of subscribers and do all that, I could if I wanted to. But I just, I don't want to. I don't want to put too much time into it because when I first started, I put a lot of time into it. But now I'm just like, it's just a side thing. It's not even a side hustle because I don't get paid. I don't get paid until I get 1,000 subscribers. And I've been and again, if y'all don't know me, welcome. Hi, welcome to my channel. Hi there. I'm the infamous Kiki. Now, how I got this channel and how all this it started, I'm gonna do a Q&A video because I know some of y'all are like, bitch, who are you? I'm locally celebrity. I'm local Texas famous. I don't know. Um, have my kids tell it, but I've got my start on other people's YouTube channels. Like I guest starred on other people's channels, talking about all kinds of things, not Life After Lock, but yeah, Life After Lockup. That's how I got my start. I got my start on other people's channels. So for y'all who watch me and don't know who the hell I am, like who's this chick? I'm an artist. I'm a commissioned artist as well. For those of you who didn't know, I'm a commissioned artist. I'm an ex Jehovah's Witness. I am a self-proclaimed weirdo. And I don't watch many reality shows. I watch 90 Day, but I watch Life After Lockup, Love During Lockup heavily because I have dated several dudes that have been incarcerated. I've never been in jail. I've never been in trouble with the law. I don't even eat sugar. So, but I have dated dudes. My most recent ex was in prison for 3 years. People ask me, have I ever thought about being on a reality show? Yeah, I have, but I have kids. So because my kids are younger, it would be really hard for me to embarrass them being on a reality show because I have the it factor of embarrassment. I really do. I do. I I can say my name, Infamous Kiki, came about for a reason because I used to be on people's after dark shows and just let it loose. Thank God my kids will never see that. But I would let her rip and be the real me. But YouTube censored, so I can't really be the real me. And the real me is a little wild, y'all. Um, the real me is a little wild. YouTube censored. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Joynomi and Red. Now, full disclosure, I didn't watch the season where Joynomi and Red was on that because during the summertime when the season that they were on, I was busy moving. My mom had passed away last April, and then we had to move. So I didn't have time to recap none of the episodes, and I didn't see Brittany and Karak or Joynomi and Red. I know things I know because I went back and watched recaps. I didn't go back and watch the episodes because that last season I heard was boring. So I do know about their relationship. This last episode has been revealed, spoiler alert, just in case you ain't seen it, that Red told Joynomi that he had cheated on her, that they got into an argument, and then apparently he went out and had physical, intimate relations with another woman. And that's how the episode ended. It like ended on a semi cliffhanger. I don't watch too many other YouTube content creators who talk about reality shows. Only a few. There's only three that I watch. I've said it before. Geo Malik, because I was on his show and I support Geo. That's my dude. And I was on his show. Um, According to Amber, where I get all my gossip from, she's the only. And according to Amber, I love according to Amber because I've talked to her behind the scenes for various. I won't get into, but I've talked to according to Amber, and then I'm one of her tea givers. Like y'all want to know how people be knowing stuff. Like for a while, I was in those YouTube streets, social media streets heavily because it's amazing that I can get on YouTube and get these reality people to get to talking to me. And I don't want to do a gossip channel, so I just pass that information on. I'm just disclosing all my secrets. Well, the cat's out the bag, but I'll pass on information to Amber. Anything I haven't done it in a long. It's been a long time, but that's how I got in contact with according to Amber. Like that's how I knew her channel, and I love her. And then Auntie's advice. Auntie's advice is just pure comedy. I like her delivery most of the time. Sometimes I don't agree with her, and a lot of times I do, but sometimes I don't agree with Auntie. I love her, but sometimes I think she go in a little hard on some of these people. But so those are the only content creators I suggest that if you're talking about Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, 1,000 Pound Sisters, y'all know the lineup. This Natalia Grace thing that everybody keeps talking about, and I'm like, I gotta watch this show. But they are the only people I watch. All the rest of my subscriptions to YouTube is paranormal, horror, ASMR, politics, a lot of politics, a lot of history, ex Jehovah's Witness. I'm an ex Jehovah's Witness. I've been promised to do my XJW video for the longest time because I know a lot of y'all subscribe to me because I used to be heavily in the XJW community, and so a lot of y'all are like, we didn't come here for this. We came here to talk about the Watchtower. Sorry, y'all, but life. I do my videos. I know there's no rhyme and no reason. There's supposed to be consistency, and I'm not really. I'm consistent in my inconsistency. So Joynomi and Red. Back to what I was saying. Sorry, y'all. Off on a tangent. So Joynomi and Red are a couple that are together on this reality show. She has a son named Sway, an adorable little boy named Sway. She started talking. She found this dude on Facebook or through another friend on Facebook, and then she started writing Red in jail. Okay, and sending him money. Don't forget that she was sending him money, and so she talked to Red for a while. I forgot how long it was. Like I said, I didn't watch the season, but for a while. And then there was some controversy when they get out because they were saying that she cheated on him. But I think that's why he was in prison. Which, okay, let's just be honest. If you're talking to somebody in jail, whether they be a male or female, and you go out with somebody else, why are you talking to them? Is that really cheating? I mean, is it? Is it? To me, it's not really cheating. But okay. But they were saying that Joy Nomi cheated on Red while he was in jail. But I didn't really consider it cheating. But okay. But he had got out of jail and they got into an argument. And apparently he found another woman or texted another woman. I don't know how he found where he found. I guess we're gonna see next episode where he found this woman or how he found this woman. But then apparently, yeah, Red got mad. I guess they got in an argument and then he cheated. He went out and slept with another woman, which wasn't shocking. But every episode I see Joy Nomi on, she's always crying. So it wasn't shocking, but we'll see next episode. But what I really wanted to talk about, I just wanted to give a slight little recap of what has happened with this couple. Also, during that episode, when Red went back home to visit his friends, he was talking to a friend, and one of his friends, I forgot his name, Dusty Man, because his friends they looked a little cluckerish and a little dusty. I hate talking about people. Y'all know I hate talking about people, but some of his friends they look a little, I don't know, around the way. Around the way. Okay, like let's just put I'm just gonna leave it there. Around the I know what around the way friends look like. And them friends looked a little around the way. Okay, so um so yeah, he was saying that he had found Joynomi on Facebook and started talking to her. And then it was kind of implied that like they knew that Joynomi was the type of chick to talk to, and then Red said he was just really talking to her for the money at first, but then 18 months later he ended up falling in love with her. I had to take my glasses off for that one. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? He was like, "Oh, like we was just talking and oh, like at first I came here for the money and then I left and I fell in love and okay." I don't think that Red loves Joy Know Me. I don't know if Red even knows what love even is. Like I don't he's young. He's been in prison locked up. I forgot how long it was, like 10 years or some shit. I don't think he's ever really had a real relationship. He don't have no kids that we know of, and all that. So I was like, okay, so in other words, like Auntie's advice was saying, they knew Joy Nomi was a mark. They knew that she was an easy target. And so they kind of like he kind of like recommended Red to her. And like I guess he kind of knew like this chick is gonna send you money in prison. This is a chick you can finesse real quick. Like, and this is what these and I tell people this is what these dudes and these women do in prison. Like y'all understand, like I can't believe after this many years this show has been on. Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup. These are not new shows. These shows been on since 2018. I can't believe after all this time that people not understanding what people are doing in jail, that they finessing people in jail. Like I can't believe that people are still meeting people on the internet, social media, these prison pal websites, and they falling in love with these people and not understanding like what it is. Because most of these couples on these Life After Lockup shows, they're not together no more. Either the person that went back to prison, or they broke up, or something. There's really not many. If you go back and look at the past cast, there's not many that are together. Some of them have unfortunately have passed away. Um, some of them are not back in jail, but they're not with that person. But I cannot believe in 2024, 2023, not 2024, that people are still talking to mofos in jail and thinking that this person really want to be with them. And these motherfuckers, these mofos will get out of jail. And they end up even not being with the person that they supposed to be with. You'll check up on them later and they was talking to somebody else entirely different. And just like Santiba, if y'all remember, yeah, y'all remember Santiba, Sankofa, San Jacinto. Y'all remember her from that one season that she was talking to that dude in Georgia, and then he got out of prison. Like she called his mama, and he had already been out, and he was living with some other dude. That dude's back in prison now because he set his girlfriend's house on fire. So Santiba dodged the bullet, baby. But this dude did. She was already and packed up and had a plane ticket and bought him all this stuff. He didn't even move in with her. He didn't even move in with her. He was talking to a whole nother chick that he moved in with, and he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like, this girl was all in love with this dude, and he he was talking to a whole nother chick, moving in with a whole and moved in with another chick, and left her out in the cold. Um. So yeah. So I mean, if people don't understand it, a lot of times these people ain't got no place to go. A lot of times they don't want to go back home. And then a lot of times they just talking to this like Monique and Derek. They talking to like so many different chicks. Red had naked pictures of different women. Who have half naked and naked pictures of other women like in their cell phone or on their tablet. Like who does that? And you're supposed to be part of a committed relationship. And then Joy Nomi bought Red this Dusty a PS5. I'm like, do I need to go to ladies? Do we need to go to prison? Like, does a bitch gotta go to jail? Do I have to go to jail? Child, I do I have to go to prison, mofo? Like I be sitting there watching these ladies and these men buy like Deontay and Nicole. He bought Nicole a iPhone, jewelry. Went and got her hair done. She was talking about get her boobs did. Sarah and Sean. Sarah didn't got a tummy tuck. She didn't got. Do I have to go to jail? Like is that the hustle? In 2023, 2024, is this what us single ladies, this what we have to do? Because I ain't never been to jail, ever. I don't have a criminal record. I'm educated. I work. I'm about to hit the gym in a minute. I got a house. I got cars. I'm a stable person. Motherfucking, where's women out here? We good women. We can't get a motherfucker to barely even take us out nowhere. And y'all got motherfuckers buying y'all iPhones and PS5. Bitch, I want a PS5. Note to self. I want a PS5, fellas. I want you to take and get my nails done and my hair did. I want a boob job. I want a BBL. Can a bitch get a BBL up in here? Like I gotta go to prison? Like you whole committed crimes. Some of these people were former addicts. I ain't never did no drugs. I ain't never did none of that. And then they talk to you. Didn't finesse somebody in prison that hard to where you get out of jail. Joynomi over here, like she crying every goddamn 5 seconds. I'm like, girl, what? Girl, you crying every 5. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. Like, she crying every 5 seconds. She checking the house to make sure the PS5. Man, Ma, shouldn't you be checking on your child? Join on me. Shouldn't you be worried about your baby? And then the baby over there calling Red Daddy. I'm just sitting there going, okay, yeah, and you on national TV doing this, boo? But what I really wanted to talk about, I mean, I had to go off on that, y'all. But I'll be sitting here like me and my homegirl watch this show, and we whole single out here, and we're not crazy. We're not cluckers and crackheads. Like how can I get up on that hustle game? like Joy know me talking like they be talking to these people, and they ain't getting no physical intimacy. So they're not getting no eggplant. They not getting no peach. They just video chatting them, emailing them, however they talking to them. And your mouth game is that good. Obviously, I'm not doing something right in my life. I, I am not doing anything right, and I'm not living right. I am not living right in my life. I'm like, but the motherfucker, they're ex kind. They what? I just be like, and then like with Red's case, a lot of these people get in prison. They not even cute, y'all. We ain't talking about you get out of prison and you over here looking like the Rock or some shit. Like you come out chiseled, you come out King Kong, ding dong, you swinging and hanging and banging. These dudes just be like, they get out of prison, they like, I just got out of prison. I got prison. They be looking busted, busted, crusted, and disgusted. I'm just like, this what you fell in love with? This you? Oh, okay, girl, right. And I'm not saying Joy Nomi is like a model or anything like that. And I'm sure she probably has self-esteem issues. I've been over like weight. I told y'all before I used to be 300 something pounds. So we've all been there. We've all had self-esteem issues. Um, so I'm not trying to knock nobody or what nobody look like, but I'm like, they be acting like these men and women get out of prison, like these are like prized people. Like these are like, whew, I got this man and he out of prison. I'm like, boo 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 boo, he not even cute. Like Louis is cute, but he ain't that fucking cute. That's about it. He the only cute one that's been on the show for a long time is Louis. That's all the rest of these men, I'm just like, Nicole was cute. I guess if you into that. Nicole was actually pretty. Lindsay is cute, but her and Blaine are both ex cluckers and ex cons. So they kind of cancel each other out. But I'm talking about these real people that are getting with these people in prison who are not in jail, not ex cons. And Derek is average. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Derek is average, y'all. Average. I come to Dallas, I see a Derek on the corner every day in Dallas. There's a Derek. Derek ain't no cuter than no other dude. He's average at best. He's average. He's not like some glamorous, good looking. But I guess for Monique, I guess what people were saying. But that's wrong for that though. But I mean, none of these men and women are like glamorously, really good looking. They just average people. But I guess when you're in prison, you ain't got nothing else better to do. I guess that that mouthpiece be hot. I guess. But I guess I don't have that mouth. I know for a fact I have no game. I know for a fact I'm a dorky, nerdy, awkward weirdo. So I know I have no game at all, especially when it comes to men folk. My level of snark is hard. My level of sarcasm and snarkiness and bluntness is just too, like, I can't. I'm so brutally honest with people that sometimes it's off putting. Yeah. But you know what? Some people say I have a sense of charm. But anyway, but yeah, I don't understand these people, but like I said, Joynomi, I hate to bring out the obvious, her being obese and being overweight. I'm sure that has something to do with her self-esteem and self-love issues. And I get it. And I get it. I get it. I mean, I get it. You know. Um I don't like it, but I get it. But yeah, Red has been cheating on Joynomi, and I'm sure that's not the first time or the only time. But I just have to say that to be on national TV and embarrass yourself, that's the thing that I couldn't do, to be on national TV and be have everybody talking about you, making videos like yours truly, and but again, I tell people when I watch this show, it's not just me watching this show for a Kiki and a car. I watch this show trying to learn something about myself, learn something about relationships, learn something about navigating being single. And so I always try to put a life lesson in this for people who watch this show for a Kiki and a car. I know people like reality shows, and I know a lot. Let me say, I know on this show a lot of this shit is fake. A lot of it is set up. A lot of it is scripted. I understand that. But at the end of the day, these are real people who really do know each other. They're not like set up by the producers. These are real people who know each other in real relationships. They really do be talking to each other in prison, in jail, or whatever, whatever, whatever. But I know some of the scenarios and situations may be scripted and may be set up. But with Joy Nomi and Red, I think Red really did cheat on her. Joy Nomi be crying that she really was hurt by that, but she suspected it all along. But still, when you suspect someone's cheating and then you find out they really cheated, it doesn't hurt less. It makes you feel, still makes you feel bad, even though it's something you may expected or suspected. Being cheated on still hurts. So I and also tell everybody, when you come here, make sure you like the video, thumbs up, thumbs up. But being cheated on never feels good, even if you expect it, even if you know it, even if you sense it in your own intuition. It's still, when you find out for truth, or somebody confesses or you find out, it still hurts. Um so Joy Nomi, they were like, well, some people were saying, well, what she expect, she should have known. But yeah, but it still don't mean it don't hurt. It still don't mean you don't feel. Like when I watch these shows, if it's real and it's not scripted, and like I said, I take I will always be on the female side, like kind of on the female side, because I know what it feels like to be hurt and be cheated. And I know what it feels like to play the fool. Like I tell everybody in my other videos, I say everybody play the fool. Like the song. Everybody's played the fool. Sometimes, we've all been there. I rarely know anybody that's not been in at least one toxic marriage or toxic relationship where they've been lied to, manipulated, or hurt, or all three, or cheated on. We've all been cheated on. We've all cheated. We've all been cheated on. We've all been lied. We've all been lied to. It happens. It's just dealing with human beings. It's just dealing with another person in a relationship. You have to trust this person, and sometimes that person you should have known from the beginning they're not trustworthy, but we fall in love. And so I had to say I don't agree with Auntie's advice. If you watch her and she was talking about Joy Nomi, talking about, well, she's stupid and da da da. I tell people again, the heart wants what it wants. Like people can, I can add logic to any situation all day, and I do. I'm a logic based person. I could say that Joy Nomi should have did this and she should have did that. I agree. She should have did this and should. Where I disagree is Joy Nomi is dumb and stupid. I'm not gonna call her that because, again, when you're dealing with love, people see things like I'm gonna tell you right now. Love, I said before, and I'm gonna say it again. Love is a MFer. I can try to apply all kinds of logical reasons why Taylor shouldn't have did this and Taylor shouldn't have done that with Chance and Joy Nomi should have known better, and I can say that all day. But at the end of the day, love is an MFer. Love, what have you seen? Was black, was white, was green, was yellow, was up, was down, was left, was right. Like love, what have you? Love and desperation and low self esteem issues. That's a cauldron of destruction. That is a hot pot of chaos. I've been there. We've all been there. Love will make people marry people that they don't even belong with and stay with people that they know deep down inside they shouldn't be with. They know it. They like, I really shouldn't be with this person. Sunken cost fallacy. Look it up. People, the more time you put into somebody, the less you want to let go. It happens. Again, it has happened to me. It has happened to me. Out of all my success, oh Kiki, you're so successful and you got your head on straight and you're independent and I'm a strong black woman and I don't need nobody. After all of that bullshit that people try to tell, you tell yourself and people tell you, at the end of the day, when it comes to being validated by another person, being loved by another person, all that goes out the window. So, you know, for Joynomi and Redd, I just, the life lesson that I would tell people out there is that everybody plays the fool. And that Joynomi, oh, hey there, what pulls my teeth? And what's up? I haven't seen you around in a minute. What's up? I would say that poor Joynomi, like, she was taken advantage of by Redd, but the reason why she was taken advantage of is because she kind of wanted it. Redd and Jabba the Hutt are a hot mess. Lord, y'all calling it Jabba the Hutt? I'm not gonna call her that. Y'all leave y'all. I feel bad for Joynomi. I really do. I feel bad for her. Like I'm not. I feel bad for her. Like I really do. Like that poor baby. Like I said I hate to drag her, but I didn't like the fact that I don't think anybody deserves to be cheated on. Number one, no matter how dumb they are. Number two, Joynomi was finesse. When she got on Facebook and that dude was like, "Oh yeah, I introduced them." I'm like, I know what this is. They was like, look, man, I got this real stupid ass chick. She chunky and she willing to risk it all. She gonna give you money. Like they finessed her. Like they saw an easy mark in her and went after her. And I don't like that. Like that shit that's distasteful. Joy knew what it was. You think Joy knew what it was? I don't think Joy knows what anything is. The way she act, I'm just like, I'm not saying she dumb or something wrong with her, but she's just naive. Like she has a naivete about her. I think Joy wants desperately to be in love. This is why I hate this show in some respects, because we don't see the other person's background. Like we don't know what kind of dude she's dated before, who Sway Dad is. We don't see what she's done before. She might have had, this is maybe normal for her to have relationships with men in prison or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't see her season. She wasn't doing all that crying when she was screwing all of New Mexico and having this baby out. Oh, see, the fact that Joy Nomi was with half of New Mexico and having babies without knowing who her baby daddy was, that tells me a lot about Joy Nomi, that she's looking for love. Joy knew she was an easy lick. She was an easy lick. She was a real easy lick. But I think she wanted them people that on some level deep down inside subconsciously, she understands that, and she wants to pay to play, baby. There's always people that want to pay to play, and they know it. They want to pay to play, and I think Joynomi is, deep down inside, she know that. I think she kind of feels that some dude don't is not gonna want to be with her unless they're either getting physical intimacy from her or money or both. Because again, like, we are told that our worth is the amount of our attractiveness. And so the more attractive you are or perceived attractiveness, it makes it easier or more simplistic for you to find somebody. But if you're overweight, you ain't cute. I mean, like I said, I ain't trying to drag nobody, especially being about overweight. Because again, I used to be 350 pounds, so I understand. I'm tall though, so Joy normally looks short. So it's different when you tall. You're a tall girl and a big girl. But I understand being a big girl. I was a big girl, so I understood that. Like, when I was a big girl, people were like, I was just like, oh, just like the fat friend. Like, I wasn't. I didn't have like dudes trying to holler at me or whatever, whatever, whatever. And plus, this is back a long time ago. Now there's more fat acceptance, but there was a lot. But back when I grew up, there was no fat acceptance in the 90s. In the 90s, you was fat, you was ugly, you was black. They like, ooh, and then depends on where you grew up. Dudes was not. I mean, I grew up in a white neighborhood. Dudes was not checking for me at all, like that. Yeah, she's in the same boat as Monique. She's insecure. Oh, and comes from a. He said this bitch come from a cursed family. I ain't gonna say. Oh, that tickled me this morning. That took me by surprise. She is bad built. Now, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, yeah, Monique's family, they all were big. Joy Noma, yeah, her family, they not that big. They all like thick in the waist. But some of them cousins she had was cute in the face. Like, they was cute. My other issue is when it comes to dating and things going south, is that people's friends and family will give them fucked up advice. I've talked to friends and family about my past relationship and and um past relationships, and the advice that I got was good. But then sometimes you get real messed up advice that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, because people are in their own toxic relationships. So when you ask them, they just act like it is normal. Like, oh, well, you should give them a chance. And I've had people say this to me about different dudes I've dated, men that I know I should never have been in a relationship with. That I'm very blunt. You ask me, do you like this guy I'm dating? I'll be like, hell no, I don't like him. He ugly. Da, da, da. Like, I'm honest. And my friends know they can be brutally honest with me, because I don't care. I don't get offended. I don't be like, oh, I'm trying up here to defend my man. I never defended my ex. Everybody hated my ex except for my mama. May she rest in peace. But everybody did not like my ex. I couldn't bring my ex around my friends. They were like, don't bring that motherfucker over. He ain't shit. Like I would never get mad, because I understand that the way that they felt about him had a lot to do with me and had a lot to do with him. Like, we had not a volatile, but we had a situation where we were together. He cheated on me. We broke up and we got back together. So I understand where my friends are like, we done with this motherfucker. Like, and other reasons why they didn't like his personality. They didn't like a lot of things. A lot of stuff about my ex they did not like. And I understood that. But you have people that give you relationship to stay in a marriage or stay in a relationship you shouldn't even be in. Sway the only hope. I feel bad for Sway. He's such a cutie. But somebody said, look at this beautiful specimen. Oh, well. Whoa, hi there. But yeah, Sway, I feel bad for Sway. He's such a cutie though. He seems sweet. And the fact that he up there calling this dusty man daddy just angered me. I'm just like, girl, don't do that. Don't do that. But again, I tell people all the time that people have family members and friends that do things, and they follow after the pattern or how they were raised. And so people got to understand that people do strange shit and crazy shit because everybody around them, this is normal. So when you're coming from a family and cousins where it's normal to date ex-cons, it's normal to have some dude you barely met at the club. Your kids up here calling them daddy, laying on your couch, eating your fruit snacks, you buying them a PS5. For some people, they have friends who have relationships like that, and they've had past relationships like that. So for some people, like for us, that's not normal to me. I don't want to be with no dude that I gotta buy. I ain't buying no man shit. Like motherfucker, you ain't gonna get a happy meal out of me. I ain't breaking bread with nobody. But there's some people where this is the norm in their neighborhood. I know people. I have family members that you know they know. Don't ask me. They're like, oh well, Keisha, you say that because blah blah blah. No, Keisha, I say that because I've been around and I've experienced enough life. But you get some people that are very naive that they all they've ever known is toxic, messed up relationships with their own parents and with other men and other women. So that's all they know. And so, it's kind of hard to be like, well, can't she see that's not normal? Because a lot of people don't see it's not normal. You understand what I'm saying? Some people like that's what their friends is doing. Joy was better off telling Sway his daddy was away somewhere. Right, right. And so the kids end up suffering because of all this. And y'all know how I feel about the kids. Y'all know I be going off on these people because they be dragging their kids on these reality shows. And then they be dragging their kids through their fucking relationships. And that's one thing I never did was have my kids up here with this man like he a daddy. No, this man not your daddy. My husband died. That ain't your daddy. My ex-boyfriend wasn't step nothing. Step hell. Step nothing. Red wasn't even fully committed, and why would Joy introduce him into sway? Exactly. Yes. He wasn't even a stable influence in her life, much less your child. This is a man that ain't got no kids. Do we know if he ain't raised no kids? He ain't never been around no kids. I would keep the kids away from his mama for sure. I said what I said. And so, why would you even had this man tell my daddy, child? The only person calling anybody daddy in my life is me. I may call you daddy, you know. That's about it. But my kids ain't calling nobody daddy. I may call you daddy. I may sit here and be like, daddy, daddy, hey, daddy. Like, that's it. That's the only daddy you gonna get. Now, unless he has some kids, but my kids ain't gonna call nobody daddy. I say it all the time, protect the children. Yes, what pulls my teeth, protect the kids. I was gonna make a video about Justine and Michael, but I just can't. Justine and Michael, this is all I can do. All I can do is shake my head. Like that's all I can do is shake because they don't understand. I keep telling people, y'all arguing with. I know people online arguing with them and posting things on their social media, and I'm like, you are wasting your time. Justine and Michael is too far gone. They're coming. Joynomi still got a chance to redeem herself, but Justine and Michael, to me, is and Lindsay and Blaine, they're too far gone. Like they mind is somewhere over here. Over here, they cuckoo, 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 they gone. There's some people that you just can't explain. Like you just get tired and you just watching. All you can do, all with Justine and Michael, I just sit back and watch, like this. Because there's nothing for me else to say. Like I'm just like, if you gonna get on national TV and tell your daughter that she needs to stay back and where she at because she need to raise her little brother, and you get on national TV and you think what you said was okay, then there's not. I can't help you. I can't. Like I just you're too far for me to reason with you. Yeah, Mike and Juju are too fraud, and then they don't see it. So I can't help you. They're too far gone for me. I'm like they don't even like it goes over their head. Like their mentality is so childish and so ghetto and so screwed up that they don't even they. So I have family members like this who they do things and you just like, but ma, like you like ma, what you doing? And they're like, oh girl, da da da, and I'm just like, okay, but you know that's not appropriate, right? Yeah, but girl, okay, I can't. Like it's just their mentality is messed up. It's in here. Like they like, well, what's wrong with this? Like I had a, I'm not gonna out nobody, but I had a friend that okay, who thought it was okay that they 5-year-old be twerking on Instagram, And I'm like, girl, it's not. Oh, but it's cute. Okay, but girl, the predators online, and then this she's 5, and then that's not what. Yeah, but it's cute. Girl, you think that's cute? Why is that? That's not appropriate. Like, what would you do? Why would you? It's just, I I had to give up and walk away. I'm like, I had to give up, stop, back up, because the more I try to explain, like she just didn't understand why that wasn't appropriate. I can't help you. I can't fucking help you. If you don't see how a 5-year-old twerking on the internet is not appropriate, I'm done here. I just pick up my shit and be like, well, I'm gone. You know, let me get my shit and I need to stop fucking with you. Like if you think that's appropriate, that's a judgment issue. With Juju and Michael, it's a judgment issue. Like they have a mentality that's so far hood and so far crazy that I just if you feel like your son is not if you feel like your daughter leaving is going to put your son in danger, how about you take your son and your daughter both to come live with you? Am I like am I speaking in another language? Like what? I mean, like did the logic just go over their head? Oh well, Mason, he needs you, and what do you mean Mason needs me? You're the father. If the baby mama can't take care of the son, I sure in the fuck don't need my 16-year-old to take care of my son. I'll take care of my son and my daughter. Y'all both can come live with me if the mama would allow it. So then while I'm there, I'll have both of my kids there with me. Because again, he's the parent, not the 16-year-old. You the parent. What? She's not the mama, like, or the daddy. And I'll never forgive Juju for throwing her son under the bus. Did she say he was autistic? She said her son was autistic when he was acting out for her attention. Yeah, yeah. I thought her son was. Did she say her son was autistic? Is he? Is he though? I mean, because a lot of people claim a lot of things on the internet. There's a lot of people with content creators talking about they autistic, and they're not autistic. So I don't know. I don't know. Has he been tested? Because you can't just say your kid's autistic. Like there's testing that the school does and everything. But I don't understand it. But like I said, I mean, it's just, and then like I said in my last video, for Justine and Michael, it's the arrogance for me. It's Justine's arrogance. It's just, I don't understand where that comes from. I'm assuming that comes from a hurt place. Like I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But the idea that Justine walks around like she's the cock of the rock, like, uh, girl, you got 3 motherfucking kids, about 3 baby daddies, and you done married an ex felon who a dope dealer. Girl, why? Why are you walking around like, hey, Micah, like, girl, why? Like, I'm like, have you saw world peace? Did you stop the war? Like, have you saved somebody from a burning building on 9/11? Did you save 10 people? Like, what? Like, where were you on 9/11, Justine? Like, did you swoop in with some superhero powers and then did you cure cancer? Like, what have you done to facilitate Michael, like, girl, what have you done to facilitate that type of attitude? Oh yeah, she said. Okay, you're saying that Juju did say her son was autistic, but we ain't seen that since. No, we ain't heard about it since. And she's a Cancer, right? She's making us look bad. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer too. And Cancers are mostly, I mean, Cancers, we're known for being nurturers, lovers, loyal. Like Cancers, we're normally nurturing, loving people. Like I'm like, what kind of Cancer are you? Like, honey, I don't know what she experienced in her life. Um, yeah, I said, usually I understand Cancers and I get it. Like, I understand Cancer. Like most Cancers, I may not agree with them, but I'll be like, okay, I can understand. But I see nothing in Justine's actions that is me as a Cancer. I see nothing. Cancers are some of the most loving, kind people deep down inside. We are really loving. We are really, like, we may put up a tough shell, like we tough and we don't give a F, But deep down inside, we're kind, loving people. And cancers are for all I know, very self-sacrificing. Like we love family. And then to see a cancer just be like, fuck off on Michael's kids like that, like, well, take it. But a cancer can be very selfish. Like I admit, as a cancer, um, if we're wounded, a real hurt cancer who's experienced childhood trauma, um, like I said, I don't know Justine's background. I don't know where her dad is at, but there's something there to this. Like I don't know what kind of upbringing she had with her mama. There's something between her and her mama that I can't put my finger on, but there's something there. Like either her mom, was like, around the way girl. Maybe she didn't really raise Justine the way she was supposed to, and now the mom feels guilty. But there's something there. There's something there between her and her mama that is unstated, that her mama feels like, it looks at her in it sort of in a sense of guilt. Like her mama doing all this stuff from her. I'm like, where is this coming from? I know you love your child, but your child's an adult with kids. Like for God's sake, she got like a 17-year-old. Um, so I don't know. There's something there between Justine and her mom that is some sort of guilt that I feel like, there's some sort of guilt going on there. The reason why she goes so hard for Justine, and she know her daughter has an attitude problem. She know her daughter is kind of like not a nice person, but the mom just sister's like, oh, okay, her mom just kind of. I'm like, what's going on with this? Like, why would you just sit here and indulge your child, and you got a house in Las Vegas and it half in your mama's name? Like that. I understand people love their kids and love their grandkids, and maybe she's trying to protect her grandchildren. But to me, there's some sort of guilt there. There's something there that that's unspoken of and unsaid. But I went back and watched the conversation Justine had with her mom, and there's something there. And I don't know what Justine went through as a child. I'm sorry. Like same thing with Gabby. I don't know why Gabby acts the way that she do. There's something that happened. I don't know what kind of trauma she's had as a kid. Same thing with Justine. I don't know what she's experienced. If it's something terrible or something unsettling or instability in her life, then I'm sorry. But I just tell Justine that a man is not going to do it for you. That she going to learn the hard way. She one of them people they're going to have to learn the hard way. When she get to be about 45, 50 years old, she'll learn. She'll be like, you know what? I'm out. She'll learn, hopefully. Hopefully she'll learn her lesson that you cannot find your salvation through another person. And to me, Justine, I just give up on them because I think she's trying to find salvation through another person. As for Michael, Michael is just one person that just wants to pass the buck to everybody. Michael doesn't want any responsibility in his life. Michael just wants to do whatever he wants to do. He wants to be loving. He puts on this facade that he's a good guy, and I'm sure Michael is a good guy. I don't get no ill intent, but Michael, when Michael is all of these people is home training. I can't fix home training, like, and I know I'm not here to fix these people, but home training is a hard thing to fix. And obviously, both of these people, something went wrong in their development in life because it's home training. And I like Michael's mom and Michael's daughter, but there's something there. There's some off with her too. I'm sure she loves her son too, but there's just something off. There's something off. Like it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't, generational trauma. I don't know what it is. Instability. But again, like I said, we don't know their upbringing. We don't know what they've experienced. But Justine having 3 kids by 3 different men, and like after the first one, you would think she would have been like, okay. But then the second one and third, I'm like, okay, girl, she's looking for something that she doesn't have. Like she desperately wants a family and desperately wants to be with this man and desperately, it's a desperation there that is like, I'm gonna hurry up and have this baby with this man so she will feel wanted and needed and cherished when, you know, yeah, it's clear trauma the way the mom acts like she. So I would like to know what the mom was like when she was raising the kid, because I could look at the mom and I could see her being like really attractive when she was younger, and she may have been and they live on the East Coast of New York, so she might have been, the mama back in the day could have been, could have been a bad bitch back in the day. She could have been one of them around the way girls, She hanging out with every Puerto Rican and every black dude in the boroughs. How Mama was like, hey, she was out there, shaking her ass to that J Lo song. I can see the mom back in the day because her mama is like, how old is her mama? Her mama's about a little bit older than me because I'm 50. So I'm sure I remember back in them days, her mom was probably out there shaking her ass. Like I can see her mama, yeah, her mom do. Yes, will pulls my feet. Her mom give old school baddie. Yeah. She give old school. You know an old school baddie when you run up on them. Cause they try to be all like I'm a mom and I'm a grandma. My mom was an old school baddie. Back in the day, my mom was old school baddie all the way and gave off that vibe. Back in the day, my mama was good looking. She ran the streets. She was in the clubs. She had that asymmetrical salt and pepper haircut back in the day. My mama had me when she was 17 years old. She was an old school baddie back in the 70s and 80s. She had all that. Back in the 80s, she had that. She was up at the Prince concert, and she was my mama and her sisters were kind of like the groupies. They would go to concerts, and they would uh hang out at concerts, and they were kind of like groupies, at R&B concerts. They top that would hang out with they'd be at the New Edition concert. Like they was like throwing panties, throwing panties on the stage. That was my mama and my aunt. Like they the type of chicks that would get backstage and be trying to hang out with Prince and shit. That's the kind of, they were old school baddies. Like they was all good looking. My aunts were all good looking. My mom was really good looking, really glamorous. They dressed good. They looked good. They was the girls. They was the girls on the block that everybody wanted to be with. So I could see Justine mama like that. Like she looks like the type. She looks like the type of back in the day. She had the big hoop earring and the hair pulled back she had it in a bun. She had the big hoop earring. You missing the throw panties area? Um. Oh Lord, did somebody send me a message at work? Lord. Okay. Lord, I'll do reply to her. But yeah, my mama was the girl. She was that girl back in the day. And my daddy was that dude. My daddy was the dude that everybody wanted to be with. He was like old school smooth. um R&B, like he was the dude. My mama was the woman and my dad was the dude. Yeah, the throwing panties era. Yeah, my mom used to tell me stories. They would try to sneak backstage and they would get backstage like and party and I mean party. And so while my mama was doing that, I was at home with my grandmama. So when my mama was popping bottles and throwing panties, I was at home being raised by my grandmama. It is what it is. My mama was a club girl, was a party girl. She would be at all the clubs, all the parties back in the 80s. Like that was her. She dated all the dudes. And so with Justine looking at her mama, I'm like, I know what I'm looking at here. And the way she act with her daughter is what I recognize in my mother. That my mother loved me and cared for me, but if you see our relationship, it was more like the way I interacted with mother and talking mother, you could tell that she was more like my sister than the mother. Like you can tell when somebody was raised by their parents because they kind of defer to their mother, even though you grown, you still talk to your parents and interact with your parents in a certain way. But if you weren't really raised by your parents, then you interact like the way I talk to my mom and interact. People thought we were like sisters, that we were like best friends. But I was like, no, that's my mom. People like, oh, is that your aunt, your sister? Like the way we interacted, I was like, no, it's my mom. But people said we interacted more like because my mom didn't raise me, she wasn't there. So when Justine interact with her mama, I see something there that I recognize. Like the way she talked to her mama is kind of like, kind of, like like some bitch, like the way she talked to her mama, people like it's disrespectful. I'm like, no, there's more to that there. Yeah, it's kind of disrespectful, but it's a disrespect of somebody whose mama that they don't that they don't hadn't been around a lot, or somebody that they don't really respect as a parental figure. because it's a different way that my homegirl talked to her mama and daddy than the way I talk to my mama. Like I talk to my mama, I be like, girl, let me tell you what happened today. Girl, people like, you talk to your mama like that? Because she is my mama, but she wasn't really mama. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't come back into my life until I was in my 30s. So I had years of her just breathing it. And so the way I talk to her is kind of like you would talk to a friend. Like I talk to my mom about everything, like my love life, my sex life, everything. And people are like, oh my God, because we didn't have that daughter, you know, parental wall that you have with your parents. You know, well, Puss T said me and my mom have more of a homeboy homegirl relationship because she was always working. Yeah, and Justine's mama, she may not have been around the way the girl. She may have just always been. May have just always been gone all the time and working hard. And I don't know if Justine has any brothers or sisters. Like this is all just really odd to me. The mystery of Justine that we don't see. She had no brothers and sisters. Where is her daddy at? Who is her daddy? Like we never really see much of her parents. We seen her grandmama. We seen her mama. And that's really about it. Like you don't really know much of we don't know much about Justine at all. And I think that's kind of telling. I understand that no, not everybody wants to be on camera, but I'm just like, she ain't got no siblings. You don't have no brothers and sisters. Like, okay, that's kind of odd. I mean, I don't. I have half brothers and sisters. I don't have no full ones. I'm not saying she can't be an only child, but I just think that's real odd that we don't ever see the way Justine talks to her mother is like nuck if you buck. The way she talked to her, I'm like, huh, okay, your mama called you. I miss gossiping with my mother. Me and my mother would gossip every morning. We'd sit there. I'd go get my iced coffee, and then she would sit up and she would go smoke a cigarette outside, and she'd be outside like, and then we'd be talking. We'd be chopping it up. We would chop it up all the time. Like I miss that. I miss that seriously about my mom. We would just chop it up. I miss having somebody I can talk to like every day. That's why I come and do these videos because it's like an outlet for me. And then I miss my mother. And then my mom, we watch a lot of news and talk about world events and politics and all kinds of deep shit. Like we would talk about deep things. And people like you and your mom had such a great relationship. We had a special relationship because again, we were mom and daughter, but then we really weren't. We were kind of like, my mom was like my best friend. I said, really, truly was my best friend. I could tell my mom anything. I wasn't embarrassed. I wasn't ashamed. I didn't, I love my mother. I miss my mother dearly. She died last April, and I'm still like, I can't believe it'll be a year in April, and I'm still reeling about my mother's death and still missing my mother. Sometimes I go home and I talk to my mother, and I'm like, or I'll see something on TV and I'll be like, Mom, ain't this some bullshit? Like I talk to her because I'm so used to running to her and being like, oh my God, let me tell you what happened at work, or oh my God, let me tell you what happened or oh my God, let me tell you what's happened in my relationship. So yeah, but like I said with Justine, I see it there. I see it. I know it. I'm like, nobody can tell me, convince me otherwise, because her mama does a lot for her, and I'm just like, really? Like, and people are like, well, the grandbabies, and I say, yeah, I can understand me doing a lot for my kid because I'd be worried for my grandchildren. But still, there's something else there. There's just something else there. There's a level of guilt or a disconnect between them that is like that the mom is trying to make up for or compensate for. But then again, this is just my opinion, so I might be wrong. The show is edited, so we don't know what we really seeing. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about Juju and Michael, but here we are because I don't want to talk about the retrobates. But even for Justine and Joynomi, they connect together because they both seem like desperate for attention and really wanting attention and love and validation. Justine reeks of desperate. Even though Justine may have a stank ass attitude and she may carry around like she the shit, deep down inside, Justine has self esteem issues and and self worth issues. So don't let that bravado and that cancer bravado, because sometimes cancer, we put on a good ass front, but deep down inside, we soft, but we just been hurt. So, like I said, for Justine to act the way she do and be a cancer, I mean, she's been hurt before. I mean, she's had relationships that have hurt her. Um, I couldn't imagine having kids and then the dad not being in their life, not affecting you, and over again. And so she's desperate to have a man and have him being there in her life to kind of right the wrongs that she did with her kid. But Justine don't know that she's continuing a cycle of stupidity. Like when her daughter gets older, she gonna be looking at her like, You didn't chase behind these men, and you didn't been with these men, and you didn't pretty much like left me over here, defend for myself. It's continuing the same shit over and over again. I had to break my own shit, but I was determined to break my own shit. I was determined not to be raise my children the way I was raised. To the point where I went into the opposite direction. Like I'm super mom. Like I'm mom of the decade. Like I do everything for my children. I will put a relationship on hold for my kids. My kids come first. Why? Because when I was a kid, my grandmother put me first, but my parents did not put me first. So I told my kids in all things, they are first. In all things. Because they didn't ask to be here. I'm glad that they're here. I love my children. My children are not a burden. They're not something I would ever discard. They're not I wouldn't even it's not even an afterthought for me. It's like, okay, my kids come first. My kids had the best of everything, best clothes, they have horse lessons, they have all of it. My kids have the best that I can give in my life is to my children. Like and with no regrets. None. When my kids are happy, I'm happy. And I am invested in their mental well being and their emotional well being. Um, and speaking of kids, I have to tell people that like when it comes to relationships, people just assume that people know what they're doing. That's why I said I'll be watching Auntie's advice and I'll be kind of like wanting to go off on her sometimes because I'm like, people just assume that people know not to be dumb in a relationship when people don't. Like there's an assumption like when y'all started dating at 15, 14, 16, however you started dating. How would you know how to act in a relationship? You either had to get it from your parents, what you see on TV, or your other friends that are 14, 15, 16 years old telling you what should be done and how would they know from their parents or what's on TV. And a lot of that shit that what our parents did or friends' parents did was not right. So again, there's no class that we can take as children, at least back when I was growing up, about how to act in a relationship. A lot of our parents, especially being a black person, a lot of our parents didn't even tell us, you know, how a man's supposed to treat you. And people just assume they're like, oh, I'm supposed to know how a man's supposed to treat me. How are you supposed to know that? How? We are not, none of us were taught this. We just fumbling through the darkness, trying to figure it out. We watching TV and movies and be like, oh, that's how marriage is supposed to be. Okay, y'all watching these Disney shows. When I was a kid, we watched these Disney shows. We watched Saved by the Bell and 90210 and thinking, okay, that's how you're supposed to act in a boyfriend and girlfriend situation. These are TV shows. These are fictional shows. These are movies. These are Disney shows. Shows on Nickelodeon. I watched Degrassi as a kid. These are fictionalized situations with fictionalized characters and people. So how in the hell at 17 I'm supposed to know how to be in a relationship? How the hell at 19 I'm supposed to know that the man I'm dating is verbally talking down to me and controlling me? Nobody told me. I didn't learn until I was in my shit 40s by going through relationship counseling and personal therapy and reading self-help books what a man actually supposed to do in a relationship, because I was never taught that. I never, out of all the relationships I've had, most of them have been dysfunctional. So I tell people when people are like, well, people are being stupid and needy. Yes, people have toxicity and traumas and things that they've experienced in their childhood and their previous relationships. But the other part about it is there's no blueprint to this shit. People are like, well, such and such should have known better. Should they? How? How? Who has taught them? Maybe this is all that they know. I've had dysfunctional relationship after relationship after relationship. I've dated manipulators, I've dated liars, I've dated ex-cons who had their own host of addiction issues and all kinds of issues. I didn't know. I grew up in the hood. Everybody in my family members are in and out of prison. So to me, that was normal. I dated a dude from the block because again, I came from the hood. Everybody in my family was dating in on the block. So my first boyfriend when I was 17, he was a white dude from the block who was in a gang who controlled everything that I did because I thought that's what you do in a relationship. I didn't know any better. Nobody's taught me any better. So when he's telling me, no, you're not wearing this, no, you're not hanging out with these friends, no, you're not doing this, you cheating on me, and he's jealous and controlling and crazy, I'm thinking, well, this is how relationships go because nobody told me this is how it goes. Then there's shame on top of it. Then you're not telling anybody what's going on in your relationship because you're like, he's telling you not to tell anybody. Because again, I was 17 years old. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to be treated? I had no experience with dating, romance, relationships, nothing. And people just assume that as a 17-year-old, as a 20-year-old, that you're supposed to know what you're doing. You don't. Whether you gay, straight, man, woman, we are all left out here to just navigate relationships and navigate friendships by trial and error. And that trial and error has caused trauma. It's caused us traumatic experiences. I had friends that get in relationship where dudes was whooping their ass. That's what they said their daddy did. Their daddy whooped their mama's ass. So that's what a man's supposed to do. He's supposed to put his hands on you. At 16, I had a friend who dated a football player that was that was beating her up, y'all. Whooping her ass. Black eye, broken jaw, beating her ass. And she was like, well, he said he loved me. You know, all the things that you hear. People like, well, why would you get? Because that's all she saw her daddy do the same thing to her mama. How would she know? So the idea that all of a sudden we 30 something years old, and again we watch these reality shows, we don't know people's life experiences. They can only have like 2 or 3 relationships, real relationships. I'm not talking about effing. I'm talking about relationships. Some of these people on these reality shows, they have kids. You'd be surprised to know they've never. I've known that they've never had relationships. I have known women that have never really had real relationships. Let that sink in. I know men that have never had real relationships. They've had a bunch of jump offs. They've never really loved anybody, been with anybody longer than a couple of months. And then they off to the next one. Then a couple of months. And they've never really had no long-term relationship. So the idea that people are supposed to know better and do better and feel good about themselves, I totally disagree with that. Because people don't. You know, I look back and I'm like, I had to learn everything that I learned the hard way. And it took me years of learning the hard way. I was blessed to have a phenomenal husband in a phenomenal relationship that saved me. My husband, when we got together when I was 27, it saved me because I was on this path of I wasn't serious with nobody. I was just dating dude to dude to dude to dude to dude to dude to dude. I was a free spirit doing my own thing. I had relationships before that didn't end well with people that I shouldn't even been with. And so I was like, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna go out and have fun and do my thing. And I'm in my 20s. And so when I met my late husband, he wanted a relationship. I didn't even know what that meant. I mean, I'm like, okay, because that relationship I had wasn't good. Or the dude was in jail. When I met my late husband, he was the first dude I dated in a long time that didn't have a prison record or didn't just get out of jail or wasn't slanging dope on the block. And that's just real talk. That's just the truth. So at 27, did I know what the fuck a relationship was? Hell no. I got married to somebody who was patient. He was like, "How do you not know?" I mean, he didn't know either. He was younger than me. My late husband was 8 years younger than me, but he didn't know either. So we both didn't know. We had to figure it out together. We spent 8, 9 years together before he passed away. Us having to figure out things together, but with immense a lot of love and respect. I married my best friend. My late husband was my best friend. He had lots of patience with me because, I mean, back in the day, I was not, you know, I was not a nice person. I was like, I had a lot of attitude. And so, like I had to learn how to be in a loving, communicative relationship. It took years for us to get it right. It was touch and go, but we made it work. But I say it again, when you watch these reality shows, the 90 Day Fiancés and all these other like quote unquote dating shows where people find people are always like, well, why can't they find somebody not in jail? Why can't they find somebody not in another country? It's easier than what it looks. Boo. That's easier said than done. It's hard to find somebody these days. Even though we have dating apps and social media, it's still hard for people to find somebody and connect with somebody. It's hard. And so, I'm not gonna knock people for trying to find somebody. Um, it's just that all of us, we don't have the emotional maturity to conduct ourselves in a relationship. Most of us. Most of us are grown, but we not. Like we grown in age, but we haven't really put enough stock into relationships and into what that means, what that really means. And it took me reading books, watching videos, going to therapy for me to realize, oh my God, I've been doing this all wrong. I got this shit all twisted. I should have been doing this instead of that. I should have been doing that instead of this. I should have been here instead of there. Or yeah, I got that right. Or yeah, I got that wrong. Like it took me a long time, like just now that I'm realizing like, okay, I have to communicate my needs because again, you deal with a lot of well-meaning people who say they trying to help you and they are, but they don't know they don't know either. And so I've gotten a lot of bad advice. We all get a lot of bad advice. We all give bad advice because people don't know because they don't have because this shit isn't taught and it should be. Well, my kids, they we baby, my son right now is 13, and I'll make him read about there's books you can get on Amazon about raising boys and books that teens can read to teen survival book. Like there's a whole list of books you can get. And my son reads about being a teenager and being a boy because again I'm not a boy, so I read the book first and then I gave it to him and he reads it. I try to get him during the summertime. We're gonna read more books about self-esteem and psychology and friend making friends. All of these skills are skills that we don't naturally have, that somehow miraculously people think that we just come out the womb like, oh, I know how to make friends. Oh, I have self-worth and self-love. Oh, I know how to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend or how I should not or not be treated. We don't know these things. These are not given things to us. These are things that are not taught or not talked about. When your daughter or son comes to you and be like, "Hey, the little boy, little girl I'm interested in, we're gonna exchange numbers." That's the time to sit them down and be like, "Okay." And then if you're not comfortable talking to them with them, there's plenty of books y'all can read together. But that's the time where you start to especially now these days with social media and the internet and all this stuff, start to establish healthy boundaries and healthy relationships. And so a child can recognize that because they're still a kid. When a 15, 16-year-old girl wants to date, or she's starting to notice boys, or boys starting to notice her, and they talking about, going on a little date, or whatever. That's time to sit down to your child. Oh, thank you, Philly, John, Ida. That's the time to sit down your child and be like, okay, we're going to talk about healthy boundaries and healthy relationships, especially being a girl. Especially being a girl. I hate to be sexist, but ladies, it's rough. It's rough out here for us. It's hard out here for us being a woman, especially me raising a girl, being a black girl. It's hard out here for us. So there's things out there that they need to be aware of. That I was not, like I said, I was not aware of. I was 17 dating a 19-year-old who was talking shit to me every day, who was telling me I was ugly and I was stupid and I was fat and I can't find nobody else to be there with him. I dated a dude. I will do a whole video. I spent 3 years with a dude that was verbally, emotionally, and mentally. He wasn't physically. He didn't put his hands on me. He did pull a gun on me one time. That's the truth. That's true. This mofo pulled a gun on me when I was 17 years old and told him, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill you. And I believed him. This dude got mad at me and put me out his car in a dark road and put me out his car because we got in an argument because he thought my shorts was too short. That's the kind of dude I dealt with. That's the kind of man I had at 17, and it affected me ever since then because I don't like nobody talking crazy to me. Yeah, I get mad when people. I have a flashback. Like if people get mad, like yo, we try to talk crazy to me. I'm like, who you talking to, MF? Y'all see me go after people even in my own comment section because I don't like people talking crazy to me because of him. Because that's what I experienced. He can talk crazy to me all the time, and I just kind of took it because I didn't know that. Okay, Keisha, that's not what you're supposed to do. But Pulls My Teeth said when I had my first child, they'd be reading nothing but books on how to do taxes and stock and investing. Yeah, that's a true story, no lie. When I was 17, my first real relationship was with a white dude that was in a gang, and we were in the gang together, and we had matching tattoos. Like I have a tattoo on my arm that says Pebbles, and he has a tattoo that says Bam Bam. This dude right now has kids. He had kids and married, and now this dude is strung out on drugs somewhere because I looked him up on Facebook and I talked to one of his brothers, and he's like living behind his parents' house in the shack, and he's like a dope fiend. So this is a true story. But I was in love with this dude. But I was 17. I was in love with this dude. And then all my friends are like, "Why are you with this guy?" And I met this dude. I met him through a chat line when I was 17 years old, and I was all in love because he's the first dude that ever paid any attention to me. He was the first dude that ever told me I was beautiful. Yes, yes, Bam Bam. Yes, yes, Bam. I used to have red braids, and so I was Pebbles, and he was Bam Bam. I know y'all stop. It's cute. It was cute back then. Y'all remember back in the day, like when like Looney Tunes was, yeah, everybody wore like the Looney Tunes shirts, and y'all remember when that was cool back in the day when people was into like Looney Tunes and Flintstones, and y'all had a little shirt that had Pebbles on it, like because again I had red hair, so I was Pebbles and he was Bam Bam. But I was all in love with this guy, But again, I had no emotional, mental maturity. I was in a cult. Like I was a Jehovah's Witness, so I never dated dudes. I never went out on dates, and I was Jehovah's Witness, so you can't really go on dates. But then once I got out of the cult, um, I started dating him, and then this dude, he was an alcoholic. He drank a lot, even though he was only 19. He drank a lot, and we hung around gang members. His friends were. That's how I got into the gang. I tell y'all, that's how I got in the gang. My ex. I joined the gang because my ex was in the gang. So I thought that I would be more appealing to him if I joined the gang. That's how I got introduced to the gang life. Was a white dude that was hood that I fell all in love with. Yep, the ghetto child. Yep, yep. I was in love with. I was in love with this guy completely, head over heels in love with this dude, and they had no clue what I was getting into, what kind of person I was getting with. He was mean. He was nice when he wanted to be nice. He could be the sweetest, lovingest person, and then if I did something that he didn't like, he would turn on me. I couldn't leave the house. He like call me before you go. Where are you going? I had a best friend that he got into it. My best friend was a dude. They got into it, and my best friend's like, when you dump this guy, call me, because he's like, this dude here is tripping. He's like, this dude here ain't shit. And then he told me, you better not talk to that dude no more. Blah 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 blah. So again, I don't want my kids going down. I had no way of knowing what that wasn't appropriate. I thought that's what you did in a relationship. So I tell people again, when y'all watching these shows and people act stupid, you got to think we don't know their background. We don't know people that they dated. We don't know what kind of this may be normal for Joynomi. She may have dated plenty of Reds. Juju may have dated plenty of Michaels. We just don't know, and that's one of the things I don't like about these shows. We don't know the background of the relationships unless it comes out like on Starcasm or something. Unless somebody goes back and like pulls up shit, then we start knowing the history. But a lot of these people we watch on these reality shows, we don't even know their family. We don't even like Chance and Taylor. We don't even see Chance's family. Where is Chance's people? Where is your people, sir? We don't see his family. We don't know what I mean. He has a son, a grown ass son. Obviously, he wasn't in a relationship with this chick. We don't know. So a lot of times we just we see what they show us, but we don't see what's going on in these people's lives. We don't know what kind of addictions these people have had or have. All we know is rumor. All we know if some baby mama come forward, or baby daddy come forward, or ex comes forward and spills the tea, then we know. But other than that, we know we really don't know. So like I said, unlike when I watch Auntie's advice and she go in, I don't go in on these people because I'm like, I don't really know these people. But then I feel bad for these, especially for the women. And I tell people before, I'm not gonna really drag no woman that hard on these shows because I understood if and nobody deserves to be cheated on, nobody deserves to have their hands put on them. I don't care how much I don't like Justine and Michael. I don't like Justine, but I don't think she that if Michael cheats on her, I will back her up because I don't think no woman deserves to be cheated. I mean, not unless she was cheating first, but I don't think no woman, a person, period, deserves to be hurt or lied to or finessed out their money or cheated on or done dirty. No, unless the person is doing is trying to scam on them first. Nobody deserves to be done dirty like that. So you're never gonna hear on my channel me going in or hard on nobody that bad because people are stupid, but people fall in love and do stupid things. I've been in love 3 times in my life, and the first time was disastrous. The second time was my late husband, and the third time was semi-disaster. The third time was my last relationship that just ended, sorta, kinda. Let me stop. Um, I don't. What plus Artista? I just don't know how you get with a partner who has prior children who they willingly chose to not take care of and expect them to be a parental free. It happens all the time. There are women out there that have laid up with men and they expect these men to take care of their kids, and this man ain't seen their kids, they real kids, they bio kids in years or if ever. I'm telling you right now, I have never in my life, I can say proudly, I've dated many guys, but I've never in my life dated or messed with no dude who wasn't taking care of his kids. And I didn't fuck with a lot of dudes, but I ain't never dated. My recent ex, he was a single father. I had another ex, he had 2 kids living in another state. He paid child support. He video called his kids. I had another ex, kids lived in another state. He sent child support. He paid child support. He talked to his kids. They were little though, but he talked to his kids. They was another thing. I've never dated a deadbeat. I don't want nobody taking care of my kids either. That's another thing. But I couldn't do that to another woman. Like I couldn't do that. I couldn't knowingly be with a man that I feel like if you can't take care of your own kids, you're not the kind of man that I want to be with. That's what women don't understand. You're not the kind of man that I want to be with. You're not the kind of man I want to be with. If you can't take care of your own flesh and blood, you can't even be looked to take care of me, much less my children. Because to me, if you can't be responsible in your own life, I need somebody stable and responsible. I need somebody that loving and care. You can't take care of your flesh and blood. What that says a lot to you about you as a person, a man or a woman. There are women out there that fuck off their kids and then they living with their baby daddy and they ain't seen their kids in 10 years. What, ma'am? What's wrong with you? Do you not care about your own flesh and blood? And like I said, as a kid who was raised by her grandmother, whose parents were not around, do you think for one fucking second I'm gonna be with a man that ain't raising his kids? Fuck no. I have passed up on some. I've That's the first thing I ask when I'm out here dating. I'm on these dating apps, and I ask, "Do you have any kids?" Yeah. Okay. Where are they? Oh, they live in another state with their mom. Okay. When's the last time you seen your kids, ladies? If you're not asking these questions off the bat, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Because I'm asking a mofo. Conversation one: Do you have any kids? Oh, you do. Are you in your kid's life? When's the last time you seen your kid? Oh, they live in another state. When's the last time you talked to your kid? If a motherfucker start backpedaling and pussy popping, baby, what? Oh well, I ain't seen them. Unmatched. Move on. I don't have time. I've never entertained no man that don't see his kid. I don't have time for that. It would be a hypocrite. I would be a hypocrite all the way around. As a child whose parents that did not raise me because they was out there running the street. And God knows, may they both rest in peace because my mom and my daddy are both dead. It would be a smack in the face of everything that I believe in to be with a man who was a deadbeat. Because my parents, I love them and I'm glad they brought me into this world, but they had no excuse not to be parents. They just wanted to run the street. And I understand that they were young, and I understand that I was 17 when I was born, but it would be such I hate a hypocrite and I hate a liar and I hate a thief. Those are three things, and a cheater. Those are four things I hate: a hypocrite, a liar, a thief, and a cheat. It'd be very hypocritical of me to be like, oh, well, I want you to come take care of me and be with me, but then you not with your kids. Because anytime I go out to dinner, I'm be thinking about his kids. Why don't you, instead of taking me out to dinner, you should be using that money to support your children. Instead of out dinners with me, instead of buying me gifts, why aren't you buying your kids gifts? That's how my mind goes. But that's just me. Like I said, other women out there, they don't care. As long as you take care of them and they don't they like, well, that's that baby mama, and then they'll villainize the baby mama and they'll villainize everybody else but the man that they laid up with. I don't agree with that either. Because that man could be telling you anything about that baby mama because that's what men do. Men are dog cuss the baby mama. They have her call all kinds of bees, hoes, all kinds of, and it don't it's and it sometimes it is like that, but then a lot of times it's not. It's not. It's just that there's no excuse for a man to not take care of his children. There's no excuse for a woman to not take care of her kids. It works both ways. There's no excuse why a parent should not be in their kid's life. I don't care if your baby mom, baby dad is a bitch, he's an asshole. You take him to court. I would fight tooth and nail for mine. If me and my husband got a divorce, if he was still alive, we got a divorce, I'd fight tooth and nail for mine. I would fight. I would go to court. I would fight over and over again for my kids, and my kids would know that I fought for them. They would know it. My mama went to court and fought for me. I wouldn't just give up on my children. I wouldn't. Because to me, giving up on my kids is like giving up on myself as a kid. I mean, even though my situation is different, nobody told my mama and daddy to go out and party and hang out and throwing panties on stage, and nobody told my mama to do that. But I understand it. My mama wasn't ready to raise a child, and I'm very grateful that my grandmother did raise me. But again, my choices in life have always been to put my kids first, and I always put my kids first. Always, I tell you all the time. All these people on the internet talking about they want a relationship and they deserve this and deserve that. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. I don't feel like I deserve anything. I work hard for everything that I have. I love my life, but I've worked hard for it. I worked hard to build a life, you know, and so to build a good life for my kids. Like I've worked hard. Right now, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. Right now, my cat's in the hospital. Like for those of y'all know, I put my other kitty to sleep. My other cat, he has like constipation issues, so he's like at the vet right now. My poor kitty. I had to drop him off because he's not doing good. So they think he might have colon issues. I don't know, but he not doing good. Poor boy. But to see my kids upset, I'm just like, this sucks. Sometimes being a parent is hard. It sucks, but kids didn't ask to be here, and my kids are my joy. Like I said, my kids are my joy. If I didn't have my kid, I would have such a lonely, empty, empty, empty life if I didn't have my kid. But a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people see kids as a burden. This is something I got to deal with because I had these kids, so I got to deal with these kids, and they just there, and I need y'all to sit over in the corner. A lot of people treat their kids like accessories or pets. They're an accessory. They can trot them out and be cute on the internet and take pictures and be all, here's me and my kid, and then behind closed door, they're ignoring their child. My kids, y'all see from my videos, we go on vacations, we do things. I'm always spending time with my kids. On the weekends, I'm with my kids. I'm spending time with them. My kids, my son is a teenager. People like, oh well, how's your teenage son? I mean, he's not old enough to drive yet. Shit, my son, he almost 14, but to him it's normal to go spend time with his mom and his sister. Like it's not something unusual. We've done it ever since he was a baby. So my son, even when he get to be 16, 17 years old, we still gonna go out on the weekend. We still gonna go something now at night. He can go hang out with his friends, and he has time for his friends and stuff like that. I have no issue. But he understands that there's family time. Like we go like during spring break, we're going on vacation. Summer we're going to Washington. So he understands that, like, okay, I have friend time, but I have family time. And he loves spending time. My son and my daughter, it's normal for them. And their other friends are like, you go out with your family all the time? Of course we do. For them to sit at home last weekend, I was sick as a dog. And for them to sit at home, they like, Mom, are you okay? Because they like, man, I gotta sit at home and do nothing. Mom, are you still feeling bad? Yeah, I'm still feeling bad. Okay, Mom. So I don't know. You know. So, but yeah, everybody just be good to each other, please, y'all. If you need something to do, there's a channel that helped me a lot when it comes to relationship called Steven Speaks. He is a brother. He is a sexy brother. So if you want to look at a sexy brother, him talk about relationships and women, and let me tell you, like it don't hurt. I'm just sitting there like, and he says everything that I completely, almost everything I agree with. He comes from a more spiritual angle, and y'all know I'm a godless heathen pagan. So, but he does talks about God and finding the right person for you. His name is Steven Speaks. Steven, Stephen Speaks, and he's a brother. And he has a channel for men, and he has a channel for women. And I absolutely love it. He has books. He does relationship coaching, all kinds of things, and I absolutely love him. Absolutely recommend him if you are trying to um, figure out your life and where you went wrong in relationships, which I did. I went on a journey. So that's one channel. Jonathan Ashley, Ashlay. He is a white dude in his 50s, and he talks about older people dating. So if you're over a certain age like me, if you're over the age of 40 or 50, that's what his channel mostly specializes in. So it's Jonathan Ashley, Ashlay, and he is a certified coach. He has books, he does seminars. He comes at it, from emotional maturity way. And then, like I said, he specializes in women over a certain age, or people. I mean, men watch his channel too, over over a certain age. So, um, so if you're older and out there trying to date and trying to navigate this thing, and he's single too, and he talks about like his past relationships, and he's full disclosure. But those are the two relationship channels, that the only ones that I watch, where they talk about relationships and advice and self help and things. And sometimes, I get frustrated with this online dating thing, and I just need a pick me up. I just need to have something to reset me back on the right direction, because it's hard being single out here, y'all, and it's frustrating. And so it's hard to navigate being single. It's frustrating. So, but those are the two channels I would highly recommend to people if you're looking to get your mind right. And it helped me get my mind right. It helps me reclaim my self-esteem issues and stuff like that. And then, y'all, I'm gonna get out here, but I'm gonna come back and do a Q&A, because I've gotten a lot of questions. Like, there's people that send me questions in the comments. There's people that send me um questions on my Instagram too. People are asking questions. Like, people don't know things about me, and I like to share. I'm an oversharer. There's people who subscribe to my channel. It's like, where did I come from? Where is this at? Where? But I think everybody's been here. Make sure you thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe. GSP is here. Oh my God, girl. Okay, let me go ahead and since GSP is here, let me. There is a YouTuber that I have a crush on. It's not any of the YouTubers I mentioned or that I watch. It's not. It's not Geo. It's not Tony Teflon. I had Tony Teflon Geo. Oh, GSP didn't miss the day. She didn't agree. You missed the party. But um, there's a YouTuber that I have a crush on that wait that bought me a gift. And I'm gonna come on this video and I'm be wearing the gift that this YouTuber bought me. And I won't say who this YouTuber is. But I had a YouTuber that bought me a gift. Um, a male YouTuber. Who I can't say. I cannot say. I can't say who this person is. Yeah, not me receiving gifts. Yes, receiving gifts. I like all the gifts. Y'all, if y'all want to buy me a cup of coffee, there's a coffee link that's on my channel. It's in the community section too. But I like gifts. If it ain't tricking if you got it. My kids are like, oh my God, what is happening? Okay, but he bought me a gift and I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna come on this video and wear it, and y'all gonna be like, y'all gonna be like this. Wow. But yeah, but there is a YouTuber that is an admirer. And then there's a YouTuber that I have a crush on. I have a huge crush on a YouTuber that I don't know what to do with because this YouTuber is kind of accessible. There's no Apple AirTag on it. No, it's not. This motherfucker trying to find me. He ain't trying to find me. I'm in Texas. I got Second Amendment up in here. Like, don't even try it. But no, there's no Apple AirTag on it. I would notice it. But I'll wear it on here and y'all will be like, I'm sure that the oohs and the ahs and the looks is like that's an odd gift because it's not something nor like a normal gift you would give like flowers or candy. Nah, it ain't that. So that's one thing, and then I do have a crush on somebody on YouTube. I really do. I have a crush. I have a crush on somebody a lot, a big crush on somebody, and this YouTuber got lots of subscribers, but I don't know. I don't know. There's another caveat to all of this because apparently this YouTuber is accessible. That's all I can say. Woo! Yeah, the sister wife thing. I'm willing. I'm willing and able. I'm willing to share because this YouTuber that I have a crush on, he's married, but I'm willing to share. Apparently, he was willing to share too. But anyway, let me stop. Anyway, so yes, I have a YouTuber that has a crush on me, sending me gifts, and then I have another YouTuber that I have a crush on. I have not contacted this person, but I know things about this particular YouTuber that I have a crush on. I know things about him, and I'm willing to be a sister wife. That's all I can say. I'm willing to be a sister wife. I'm willing. I'm willing and able. I will share. Like I don't have a problem with he married. Like I'll be like, well, you know what? Girl, we can share, girl. I mean, he lives in another country though. But I was like, girl, we are willing to share, girl. I'm willing to share. I'm put it out there. This YouTuber, if you, I'm sure he doesn't know. I'm sure he's not watching this video. But I just like to say that I can share. I can share. The wife, she can watch. She can join in. I look. Kiki is willing to risk it all. I don't even like women, but I'm like, she can watch. She can join in. I don't have any problems. Baby, I don't have any issues. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. You can have wives in different countries. You can have a wife where he at, and then you have a wife in America. I don't discriminate. And I wouldn't be the one out in these YouTube streets divulging his information. I'm discreet. I'm a discreet bitch. I'm a professional mistress, motherfuckers. I'm a professional mistress. I've been a mistress before, and look, I'm single. Give us a clue who it is. I can't out. Let me. I'll try to think of a clue. I don't know. I'll try to think of a clue. Y'all trying to creep. Oh yeah, y'all trying to creep. But it's somebody that doesn't do like what I do. It doesn't. They don't do. They're not an XJW content creator. They don't do like 90 Day or anything like that. They don't do any of these reality shows. They're not a reality, but they do have quite a bit of a huge following. Um, but yeah. But anyway. But yeah. 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 But you know, but like I said, I'm willing to share. I'm very discreet. I'm very discreet. y'all are like y'all are like, who does she have a crush on? Because y'all know I don't be crushing on these people on YouTube at all. But then it just happened. Like I was like, and then I like look, and then I start finding information about this person, and I'm like, what? So this person was doing what with fans? Oh well, shit. If yeah, hey, baby, uh, I was like, yeah, I'm having a really hard time. Yes, I was having. I had to drop my cat off this morning. My cat's real sick. My cat Mickey is real sick. Like he's like his colon, like he's constipated, and so they're giving him enemas, and so I had to drop him off. But yeah, I'm smiling, I'm laughing because the whole situation is like you know, it's okay. Let me tell you, it's a situation where you have a crush, you kind of have a crush on a YouTuber, but then you find out that they was like kind of like fucking their fans, and you're like, he was doing what now? And so you're like, wait a minute, he was doing what with who? And you're looking at these other chicks going, oh yeah, I could fuck him. You're like, surely I look better than these bitches. And he was doing what with these bitches? Oh girl, okay. Come on over to mama. Come on, daddy. Let me sit on your lap. And they was white girls too. I ain't trying to say nothing bad about white people. Lord have mercy. But I was like, all I could do is do this. Baby. Just just one time. Just one time. Like I said. And you know how people on YouTube be messy. You know, they be out there telling all their business. I'm discreet. Like I said, I'm a professional mistress. Like I ain't telling nobody's secrets or out here mad because woo 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 woo. Cause bitches was mad because of woo 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 woo. Like I ain't trying to fall in love. I'm just trying to throw it back a little bit. Like I ain't I'm just trying to throw it back. That's it. That's it, daddy. I'm not trying to get rid of your wife. I'm not trying to be in a relationship with you. I'm just trying to throw it back a little bit. That's it. I'm just trying to throw it on you a little bit. And I'm like, surely I'm looking at these women going, okay, that one, that content creator, he was talking to her too, and then he was fucking that one and talk. I was like, I look better than all these bitches. Surely I have a chance. Like I was like, oh well, shit. I was like, let me hold up. Let me put on my good wig. Hold up, let me put on my good wig. Like let me push the girls up. Who it is who it is I need to know. Um I'm trying to throw a hint. I'm trying to throw a hint. That's a hint. I don't know. I think I'll come. I, this will keep me up all night, Keisha. I'm gonna give you a hint. My YouTube shorts. That's all I can say. Home sweet home. Geo Malik is about to be live, y'all. Let me get off here. But anyway, I was just like, just let me throw it back, baby. Just 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 let me just let me just hit it one time, and we good. Just one time, we good. And it would like the dude. It would be somebody you would think I would never be into, but I'm a weirdo, so I can be a weirdo sometimes. But knowing what I know, I was like, so there's a chance. Like there's a chance, that I could, there's a chance. Like I said, even like I said, but this person they don't live in America, so but still, I was like, you know, I'm like, let me go to Patreon. Let me join your Patreon. Let me join your Patreon. Let me get on IG. And I sure to get on IG, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, hey. I didn't like DM him because he has moderators. But I wanted to. I wanted to send that DM. I wanted to get sliding them DMs real quick and be like, hey, daddy. Let me stop creeping y'all. I maybe sound like, but I'm so shy and so like inadequate. Like I have no game, so I've never slid in nobody's DMs unless it was on purpose, unless it was for me to get information for YouTube. Like I have slid in people's DMs to get information for other YouTubers. Like I have done that. Like people like, can you slide in this dude DM? And these dudes on these reality shows, they talk to me. Like I've talked to lots of dudes, by the way, on these reality shows. Like I've slid into dudes' DMs and they have engaged me in conversation. Like I talked to y'all remember Jeff and Nisa? Jeff used to talk to me, like I video chatted with Jeff. Like he was all like into me until I went and spilled the tea to Amber, according to Amber. Like if y'all didn't know, I was the one that was spilling tea about Jeff and Anissa to Amber because I slid in his DMs and he was like quick to talk to me. There's a lot of them that I slid in their DMs. Like Kevin, a lot of them I didn't slid in their DMs, and they for some reason they just feel the need to just be like, hey, da, 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 da. I've talked to Deontay. Yeah, I've slid in a lot of guys' DMs on these reality shows. So when y'all like listening to the tea or whatever, that might have been for me. I might have been like the one that misspelled it. I don't know, but but I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm kind of like telling on myself. But yeah, I was sliding to these dudes' DMs, and they be like, "Hey," da, 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 da. That's the only time. But like for me, like I didn't like none of these dudes. I was just trying to get information. Like I was doing work, putting in work. But for me to slide in some content creator or somebody DMs like on a real, like I'm really trying to talk to them, I'm terrified. I would never slide in somebody's DMs. I would be terrified. I wouldn't know what to say. But if I'm trying to get some information, yeah, I'll be like, hey, daddy, yeah, what you do? And they fall for it all the time. I don't know why they fall for it, but they fall for it every damn time. Like I said, I talked to lots, almost every season of the reality shows up until like a year ago. I've slid in dudes' DMs on these shows. So yeah, it's interesting. So y'all just know a little bit behind the scenes of yeah, hey Poppy. Like I have, and I've talked to dudes off the record. Like um there was a dude, what's his name, Max, that was on Life After Lockup. He was the one that had the OnlyFans, was quote unquote his roommate or whatever. I talked to him and like me and Max used to talk. Like that was my dude for a minute. Like we would talk like about Lord of the Rings and about TV shows. And like we was like cool. We was like this for a hot minute. Like talking about his quote unquote roommate slash girlfriend OnlyFans. Like we talked about all that. Like yeah, you remember him? Yeah, like I would message him like every day. Like we were messaging each other like every day. Like that was my homeboy for a minute. But there's a lot of them I've talked to, like all the time. The one that what's his name, Josh Sider, the one that like he unalived himself. I used to talk to him too. I used to talk to him too. He was going with somebody named Gloriana or whatever. I used to talk to Josh all the time. It was sad when I didn't say anything about it, but when he unalived himself, that was sad. Like I used to talk to him. So yeah, y'all see these people on reality shows. I would slide in people's DMs. I should have slid in Quaylon's DMs. It should have been like, hey, because they actually live in Dallas. I could have slid in Quaylon's DMs had I ever watched their season, but I didn't know anything about Quaylon and Shovel. So, I didn't watch their season. I don't go back that far, like 2018, 19 with this show. I just started watching this shit like 2021. So, um, but I should have slid in Quaylon's DMs. I could have had Quaylon probably meet somewhere at a hotel, the things that he be doing. But yeah, I should be on Love After Lockup. Y'all trying to get me on this show? I'm not on. But anyway, but that's all I gotta say. But yes, that's a behind the scenes DM slider that I do. But I've never slid in someone's DMs that I actually like. Well, I ain't nobody on YouTube I really found that attractive or appealing. But until now, but I like again, I'm not gonna slide in this person's DMs because it's not the telly. Yeah, oh, yeah. But yeah, I haven't slid in nobody's DMs, so I'm terrified too. Like and I know people with Instagram, especially when they get to be like up in the upper echelon of YouTubers, that they have people that are moderating their Instagram and their social media. So I don't try to like be all thirsty up in their DMs. I don't do all that. So I don't know how I'm gonna fulfill my dream of sitting on my YouTube daddy's lap, but I'm gonna make it happen. Like I'm gonna what do you call it? I'm gonna manifest it. Someone told me online, they were like, well, you need to manifest it. I was like, what the hell? And somebody was like, well, it told me like how to manifest it because there's a chance. I mean, there is a chance. Like I said, this person was seeing other fans and YouTubers, like, you know, seeing them, like seeing them getting the friction on, like with them. So I was like I said, this was a couple of years ago. I'm sure he's not doing this now. I'm sure, but I don't know. He may. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I want to be on the roster. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to be on the team. Like I'm ready, and I'm discreet. Like I wouldn't be up here, trying to tell his business to everybody and all that. I wouldn't do all that. Like they was wrong for putting his business out there, and I disagree with anybody that if you have a relationship with somebody and you go on your social media and you trying to put them on blast on Twitter or Instagram, or you creating videos about this person, I don't agree with that at all. I believe that even if you feel like somehow you were duped or cheated on, somebody is a content creator, I'm not going to put them on blast. I'm not going to do it. And I would never do somebody dirty like that. Like I would never put my business out there. I'm a very private person. So I'm a public person. Like if you knew my real name and Googled me, you'd bring up a bunch of shit. Like you would probably get my address. You get all bunch, like I'm in the public eye off of YouTube. So I mean there's like civic positions I've had and galleries that I help direct and do shit. So and locally, I'm a public person, so I try to keep what I do here private. And so there's no way in hell I would put somebody on blast if my relationship or affair or whatever didn't work out. But you know how people get their emotions and then they get in their emotions. But that's all the hint I can do. GSP, I think I emailed you, girl. I did email you. At least I emailed you trying to see if did I have the right email. Because by email, I think it says "Hey girl" as the subject. So I hope you didn't think it was like spam or like somebody trying to do something strange for a piece of change. But that was me. But I sent you an email. Um, and like I said, if I talk to y'all, you know, y'all can yeah yeah y'all can if you want to catch me on Instagram, I'm or Twitter. On Twitter, I'm the infamous Kiki on Twitter. So if anybody's ever on Twitter and you want to get a hold of me, on Twitter I have the same name, the infamous Kiki at Twitter or whatever, however. But yeah, that's me on Twitter. So if anybody ever want to DM me, you want to send me a message, you want to get at me, you want to ask me a question, the infamous Kiki Twitter is the easiest way to send me a message. It's the quickest. My Instagram account is not my name. It's my company's name, so it's kind of harder to find me. But the infamous Kiki, just like here on YouTube, it's on there. So if anybody ever want to DM me, my crush want to DM me. I would have a heart attack if this dude would DM me. Yeah. I said she probably thought it was junk mail, but like I said, you probably saw that "Hey girl" and was like, "Oh, this is like," because I know I get junk mail that are like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Okay, this is fake." But yeah, if anybody ever need to get a hold of me, Twitter, infamous Kiki, Twitter, or X. I'm sorry, it's X now. I'm sorry, it's X. But But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna manifest it. I'm gonna manifest it, y'all. I'm gonna manifest it because I just want to sit on this man's lap. I want to manifest it. Like I don't want a relationship. I don't want love, and I don't want a relationship. I don't want neither one of those. Like I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like I said, I'm not trying to take anybody away from their wifey. I just if it's a poly thing, hey, I'm put me in, coach. Tag me in. So I'm not trying to like, be a home wrecker or do anything like that. I just want to sit on your lap and whisper in your ear real quick. And that's that's all I want to do. And then I'll be like, cool, let me go back home to America. Okay. Just let me get on the plane, let me leave. I just want to sit on your lap, whisper in your ear a little bit, just tell you some things, and then that's it. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. But oh, you don't see it? Girl. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I'll try to send it again. Hopefully I got the right thing because yeah, I may have wrote it down wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me screenshot it. Screenshot. Oh, okay. Anyway, you need answers. Okay, I think I spelled it wrong. Okay, I got it. I got it. You can delete it now. I got it. I need answers. You need answers. I'm gonna manifest it. I keep telling y'all I'm gonna manifest it. I'm gonna manifest it for 2024. My goal is to hear from my YouTube crush and to sit on his lap, either physically, videoly, whisper in his ear, whisper, just I'm like, hey, daddy, you know, I just I find this man very intriguing. And like I said, I was all over it. I was like, yeah, he's cute, blah blah blah. Oh, he's real cute. I like, ooh, okay. And then I was ready to move on, but then I went online and I was like, what? He got canceled for what now? He was fucking who? Boyish. Bam, bam. I'm like, oh, oh, well, all right. Well, okay, daddy. Since game on, motherfucker, game on. I was like, oh. So and then I went online and someone was like, okay, I have another friend. I can't say who this is, but I have another friend that they weren't married, but she was seeing a content creator, like a really really big one. Like y'all probably heard of this person, but she was seeing this person, and she had to keep it all hush hush and low. And she's a content creator too. And they were like kind of in a relationship for like 3 years, and then they never once said anything about each other. But she slid in his DMs, like she literally this motherfucker at the time. This dude has 750 like $750,000 750,000 subscribers. She slid into his DMs like when he had like 500,000, like or like 300,000. She slid into his DMs one day, just to see what happened. And he responded back to her, and then they started talking, and then they realized that they didn't live. They lived in the same state, and then that's how she got in a relationship with this dude. And this dude, like I said, if I said the name, you'd be like, "Oh, I know who that is." But they were in a relationship for like 2, 3 years, and she never said nothing about it. She's a content creator too. But when she first started as a content creator, she slid into his DMs years ago. This is years ago. But yeah, he's like almost up to 1 million. And she slid his DMs and she's like, anything is possible. I said, guess in these YouTube streets, anything is possible. My friend's like, go for it. Slide in his DMs. I said, girl, stop. I'm not that bold. But she was like, it happened for me. And she did. She slid in this dude's DMs. And she didn't think this guy having 500,000 subscribers. She's like, oh, he's not going to respond to me. He responded to her. And they started talking and they met and they hooked up. So I was like, girl, that gives me hope. There's hope for me yet, damn it. There's hope for me yet. But then the other YouTuber that has a crush on me that sent me a gift, it's somebody completely different. It's somebody that I'm not really like interested in like that. But I was like, okay, we can be friends. I had to friend zone him. But, that's fine. But yes, GSP, I will send you a message. But I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go do my real job, y'all. I'm sitting there just talking with y'all, giving y'all hints. But like I said, manifest. I'm gonna manifest it. We're gonna see at the end of the year what happens. Because if this person would ever message me, I would have a heart attack. Like I would have like I would just die. Like I would drop my phone and run out the room screaming. Like I wouldn't. Because like I said, I'm not smooth and debonair around men. Like when it comes to men, like I'm not like oh, I got this girl. Woo, yeah, yeah. I'm not that person. I'm very like, oh my god, scary. Like I'm very like self conscious and scary. But y'all make sure. Thank y'all for watching. It's been a long ass video. Are you gonna watch all my shorts, especially the more recent one? You don't have to watch many. You don't have to watch many, honey. You don't have to go. You don't have to go that far back. You really don't. I'm just saying. You ain't got to go eat. You ain't got to go that far back. Okay. Okay, y'all. Y'all bye.